Well, I mean, of course, nowadays I get a lot of people coming who have been like to Dharamshala and maybe taken a 10-day beginner's course in Buddhism. They're very attracted, they really want to go for it, but they don't know where to start. And so they're very confused because, as we said, it is a bit like a supermarket and you've got 40 different kinds of yogurt, which one? So I normally, personally, I encourage people to start by getting their mind in better shape. So making the mind usable, workable, so that if we want to study or practice something, the mind will cooperate. Because the Buddha, even 2,600 years ago, talked about the mad monkey mind. And what he would say nowadays, who knows? So at least to begin with, we need to begin to quieten down and tame the monkey. Maybe it's still a monkey, but at least now it's a friendly, monkey that's willing to do what you would like it to do more. So therefore, I encourage people to do some shamatha practice, especially in a group to begin with, so that they have instruction and the discipline of meditating with others. And so do a course on calm abiding meditation. Then also, a lot of Westerners especially don't like themselves. And so on the one hand, we're very egotistic and confident, but actually you remove that layer, and inside they're always criticizing ourselves, telling ourselves we can't do it, telling ourselves we're stupid, that we're ugly, that nobody will really love us, and so forth. So again, looking at what the Buddha taught, I say start by learning loving kindness meditation. Make friends with yourself. Encourage yourself, and then, of course, spread it out to those you love and care about, those you don't like very much in the whole world. But we have to start first by making friends with ourselves so that we can encourage ourselves to believe we could change, that we can practice the path. Because we cannot walk the path if we're already telling ourselves that we're never going to be able to manage it, that we're... So first, calm abiding meditation combined with loving kindness meditation, especially making friends with oneself, and then developing a good heart, recognizing all beings, not just human beings, but all beings would rather be happy than miserable, that all beings would rather feel okay, just as I would rather feel okay, so they would too. So being kind, being more compassionate, gradually understanding what bodhicitta really means, and gradually cultivating the feeling of affection towards everyone we meet, even the difficult ones. Study Lojong, this mind training, this transformation, how to take difficulties onto the path and not expect that everything always should be just how we want it to be. Even the difficult things like loss and sickness and poverty, all of these things can be used as a helper on the path. Instead of obstacles, they become opportunities. So start with simple things, because that doesn't even require that you're a Buddhist. It just at least requires that you're trying to understand and cultivate a good heart. And the world is desperately in need of people with good hearts.
Yeah.
So that's how, I mean, to my son, that's why I say it's like the temple. Everybody looks at the gold roof and the frescoes, but we spent months and months digging those foundations. And nobody thought the foundations were very exciting. Look at this big hole. And yet, because it's on good foundations, it doesn't get damp, it doesn't crack, it stays strong, and the rest of the temple could rise quite easily once we had established a firm basis on which to build. So my feeling is always just start very simple and work on your mind.
Wow.
Rinpoche.
Beautiful, really. Wow. On top of what you said, I completely agree with what you said. Yeah, I mean, I think it's very important to start loving yourself. I remember when I first saw painting of the tree of accumulation, the refuge tree, Dzogchen, to which we do prostrations. I saw Vajradhara, okay? This eternal Buddha, beautiful in Sambhoga Kaya, like a prince, holding a Vajra and a bell, in self-embrace mudra, like this. And I thought, he looks a bit lonely. At least Vajrasattva has Vajravarahi as a consort, as somebody, as a company. I was a child, so I was looking with my naive perspective, that Vajradhara looks awfully sad. I mean, he doesn't have anyone, unless he's embracing someone who's invisible. He looks very sad. But then I realized that maybe it's another. I mean, of course, it means the teaching of embracing the unity of wisdom and compassion. But the way I saw it was, maybe he's teaching us to embrace yourself. We always embrace other people, and we always depict depictions of people embracing each other, which is supposed to be so lovely. Oh, they're hugging each other. Oh, they made up. They had a big fight, but they made up. Oh, please don't fight, you two. Oh, that's lovely. Let's go celebrate. We celebrate two people embracing, which is fine, which is quite common. But we never think about self-embracing, and nobody sees that. Nobody thinks about this, what you spoke about. I saw it from that Vajradhara perspective. I mean, no offense to Vajradhara. But, so yeah, I also believe that you should embrace yourself. You should learn to love yourself, cherish yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Give yourself some space. You are to be blamed for most of your actions, but how much? You are also a result of past karma. The Palga Rinpoche sitting in front of you, Jetsunma, is the result of countless rebirths, not only of the 7 Palga Rinpoches who came before me, but even before that, when he was a common person. So I am the result of countless rebirths, countless karmas. So it's not all my fault. I think I'm somewhat free, but I'm not exactly free. If my bladder is full, I have to go to the washroom. If I'm hungry, I have to eat the cookies. If I'm thirsty, I'm sorry, but I have to drink water. I'm not that free. If I'm tired, I have to sleep. I'm not completely free. When we talk about freedom and so on. So only to a degree I'm free. And freedom is also a very elaborate illusion that we have created ourselves. We are so driven by our desires and so on, but we are also driven by our past karma. So it's not entirely our fault. So don't be too hard on yourself. Don't be too hard on others. It's not entirely their fault. You're all to be blamed somewhat. We're all to be blamed equally. We're all in this together. So that's why I tell people, embrace yourself. Yeah, don't be too hard on yourself. Second teaching is, because we are all in this together, we usually, in Buddhism in India, you may have seen, we are very community-based people. Whether it's our Hindu brothers or Sikh brothers or the Jains or the Buddhists, we are very much focused on creating our own communities. DGL, Tashijong, Zigargompa, Ladakh, this and that, they have their own communities. Likewise, in the societies, they also have their own communities, which is lovely. It allows you to share a common platform, grow together, which is nice. So my thinking is, as a Buddhist, to start walking the path of Buddhism, you should see the whole universe as your community, and not to see your community as the universe. That creates conflict sometimes, like it's us against them. Or did they say anything to our nuns, to our monks? Let me talk to them, how dare they? You know what I mean? So we usually see our community as the universe. So I try to encourage people to see the entire universe as your own community. And I tell people to stop thinking in abstract terms of like you and me, replace that with we. Stop thinking you and me. Like just stop thinking about that. Just think of us, we. It's not I'm hungry. Are we hungry? Has everybody eaten? You know, is everybody hydrated? Does everybody need a bottle of water? Not just me. Is everybody fine? That's why you may have seen I'm walking around today. I'm asking all the nuns, have you eaten? Are you fine? Have you eaten? Because I have this sense of community towards the nuns also, even though this is my first visit here. I don't exclude them from my sphere of love and compassion. You know, I embrace myself, but within that embrace, I've also learned to embrace everybody else. Maybe that's the embrace, the unity of compassion and wisdom. Compassion, which is emotional, I think is very limited, can be quite dangerous sometimes. Compassion infused, intelligent compassion can be very effective at solving a lot of problems. You know, so I mean, just some of my rubbish that I shared, but on top of what you said, I completely agree. You need to prepare yourself. You need to be, you know, you need to love yourself. You need to accept yourself, embrace yourself, and see the whole universe as your community, right? We need that. Yeah. Right now, everything is becoming so factional, Jetsunma. Us against them. You raised your tariffs, we're going to raise our tariffs. You're going to send soldiers, we're going to send soldiers. You're going to build a wall, we're going to build a wall. I mean, it's becoming so factional. It's very scary.
Yeah. It's very dangerous also.
It is.
We never learn. That's the problem.
That's also the saddest part. We haven't learned from World War I. We haven't learned from World War II. And I really pray to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas that we won't have to face another great war. But the scary part is it may start tomorrow. You know, that the way things are. So that's why we need more compassionate people. Yeah, we need more responsible people. And I think Buddhism prepares responsible citizens. Yeah, that's the teaching of Buddha. Buddha prepares the perfectly responsible citizens because they're responsible towards the whole universe, not only towards themselves. So, just my...
Keep praying, Rinpoche.
Of course.